Welcome to a world where wildflowers bloom on windowsills, teacups become vases, and your home whispers sweet tales of a simpler life. In today's video, we're diving into the enchanting world of Pinterest DIYs, cottagecore home decor for any budget. Whether you live in a tiny apartment, a cozy cottage, or a bustling family home, you can bring cottagecore charm into your space without breaking the bank. From thrift flips to nature-inspired crafts, let's transform ordinary corners into dreamy, nostalgic nooks together. Before we jump into glue guns and gingham, let's pause to understand what cottagecore is all about. At its heart, cottagecore is an aesthetic that celebrates a slower, more nature-connected lifestyle. Think of vintage linens, dried flowers, rustic furniture, and everything handmade with love. It's romantic, nostalgic, and deeply rooted in the beauty of simplicity. This aesthetic exploded on Pinterest for good reason. It's relaxing, cozy, and visually calming. And best of all, you don't need a countryside cottage to bring it to life. One of the best things about cottagecore decor is how affordable it can be. This style actually encourages using what you have, thrifting for treasures, and upcycling items others might overlook. Many Pinterest ideas feature mason jars, old frames, lace remnants, and dried herbs. Instead of shopping for brand new decor, cottagecore asks you to look around and see beauty in the forgotten. That's what makes this style not only gorgeous but deeply meaningful, and perfect for creators working with limited budgets. Let's begin with a Pinterest favorite DIY, pressed flower frames. All you need are some wildflowers, a few heavy books, and either thrifted photo frames or inexpensive ones from a dollar store. Press the flowers for a few days, then mount them on neutral cardstock and place them inside glass frames. These make beautiful wall art or shelf displays and add instant cottagecore charm. They look delicate and vintage, and cost next to nothing. Customize them with handwritten labels for a personal botanical touch. You've probably seen this on Pinterest. Delicate lace doilies transformed into whimsical lampshades. Start by collecting secondhand doilies, then use a balloon or a bowl as a mold. With some watered-down Mod Podge, layer the doilies over your mold and let it dry completely. Once hardened, pop the balloon or remove the mold, and voila! You've got a lacy, light-catching lampshade that casts the prettiest glow. It's romantic, vintage, and incredibly budget-friendly. Pair it with a warm LED bulb for extra cottage warmth. Cottagecore embraces a connection with nature. And what better way than growing your own herbs? Repurpose some mason jars into a vertical herb garden. Simply fill each jar with potting soil, plant your favorite herbs, and label them with hand-tied tags or chalkboard paint. Mount them on a wooden board or place them on a sunny windowsill. It's both functional and decorative, and it adds that touch of homestead charm Pinterest is full of. Basil, thyme, and rosemary never looked so cute. Grab some old books, preferably ones with weathered covers and yellowed pages, and stack them up with twine or ribbon. You can add handwritten quotes on the spines using a thin paint pen or stamps. Phrases like "home sweet home" or "wildflower dreams" add a touch of personality. Place the stack on your coffee table, kitchen shelf, or entryway. This DIY is easy, incredibly inexpensive, and Pinterest perfect. Plus, it invites curiosity from guests who just might peek inside those pretty pages. Teacup candles are the epitome of cottagecore charm. Thrift shops often have mismatched vintage teacups for under $1. Melt some candle wax, add your favorite essential oils, and pour it into the cups with preset wicks. Let them set, and you have the sweetest handmade candles. These look amazing on vanities, desks, or next to a stack of vintage books. Pinterest is full of variations, from floral scents to layered colors, so feel free to get creative while staying cozy. Let's take a quick detour to talk about color. Cottagecore leans heavily into soft, natural hues. Dusty rose, sage green, cream, buttery yellow, and faded blues. These shades mimic nature and vintage fabrics. When you're crafting or decorating, consider choosing paint, textiles, and paper in these colors. Even if you can't repaint your walls, you can bring in the palette through throw pillows, blankets, or DIY wall hangings. Pinterest boards are a goldmine for palette inspiration. Save a few for reference. If you sew or thrift clothes often, you probably have fabric scraps lying around. Instead of tossing them, turn them into a charming garland. Cut fabric into strips, tie them onto a string or twine, and hang them across a mantle, shelf, or doorway. Mix florals, ginghams, and lace for that quintessential cottage look. This is a zero-waste craft that adds instant charm. The more mismatched the fabrics, the more authentic it looks. Just like the dreamy garlands you see all over Pinterest. Nothing screams cottagecore like dried fruit garlands. Slice oranges thinly and dry them in the oven on low heat until they become translucent. String them with twine and add sprigs of rosemary, cinnamon sticks, or even bay leaves for a more festive twist. These are gorgeous for seasonal decor, especially in fall and winter, but they also work year-round in the kitchen or dining room. Pinterest tutorials abound for this DIY, and it's one of the most affordable, fragrant decor pieces you can make. One beautiful thing about cottagecore DIYs is that they don't need to be perfect. In fact, imperfections are celebrated. Uneven stitching, chipped edges, hand-painted labels, all these add character and charm. Pinterest might show polished versions, but remember, the real magic lies in crafting with love. Your decor should feel lived in, nostalgic, and comforting. So don't stress about making everything look Pinterest perfect. The goal is cozy, not flawless. Take a second-hand window frame and transform it into a mini wall-mounted greenhouse. Add clear acrylic panels behind the frame and attach small shelves or holders inside for tiny potted plants or propagation jars. Hang it in a bright room for a Pinterest-worthy space-saving plant display. This DIY adds major visual impact while keeping with the natural, homemade feel of cottagecore. Best of all, it's made mostly from salvaged materials, so it's sustainable, affordable, and beautiful. Embroidery hoops aren't just for sewing. They're also amazing decor bases. Stretch vintage fabric or cross-stitch into hoops, then hang them in groups on your walls. You can even glue press flowers, beads, or hand-stitch sweet quotes inside. Pinterest has endless embroidery hoop inspiration, and this DIY lets you repurpose scrap materials while adding handcrafted warmth to any space. These little circles tell their own cozy story and make for lovely cottagecore wall collages. Cottagecore thrives in all seasons. In spring, think florals, pastel linens, and fresh greens. Summer brings wildflowers, lemons, and linen. Fall is perfect for plaid throws, dried flowers, and cinnamon-scented candles. Winter calls for knitted textures, warm lighting, and pine garlands. The best part? You can create seasonal swaps using the same base pieces. Pinterest boards can help you organize by season, so you stay inspired without needing to redecorate completely every few months. Turn an old wooden picture frame into a serving tray with cottage flair. Just add handles to the sides, line the base with floral paper or fabric, and seal with clear varnish. Use it for breakfast in bed, displaying candles, or as a centerpiece tray. This easy thrift flip takes under an hour and adds that functional meets beautiful vibe cottagecore loves. You'll find lots of similar ideas on Pinterest, often with decoupage, vintage postcards, or even dried flowers under the glass. Soft lighting is key to cottagecore coziness. Swap out harsh bulbs for warm white LEDs. Add string lights, fairy lights, or even battery-powered lanterns in glass jars. Pinterest is full of creative lighting hacks, like wrapping twinkle lights around a vintage ladder or placing them under a cloche. Handmade candles, thrifted lamps with lace shades, and old chandeliers with a paint refresh can all bring soft ambience. The goal is to create a peaceful glow that makes your space feel magical. Curate a cottagecore-themed gallery wall using thrifted frames, botanical prints, embroidered art, handwritten quotes, and vintage postcards. Pinterest offers endless printable vintage art for free. Just download and print at home. Arrange them asymmetrically for that collected over time feel. Add depth with 3D elements like hanging dried flowers or mini wreaths. This DIY makes a big impact and allows you to personalize your space with meaningful pieces. It's the perfect project to revisit and grow over time. Revamp an old mirror by adding faux or dried flowers around the frame. Use hot glue and arrange them in a way that mimics a garden blooming around the glass. This looks stunning above a dresser or entryway and reflects light beautifully. Pinterest is packed with variations of this look. Some minimal, some overflowing with blooms. Either way, this DIY is a budget-friendly way to make a big visual statement with soft, romantic energy. Transform basic terracotta pots with soft paint colors and dainty hand-painted details. Add polka dots, mini flowers, or gingham patterns, whatever suits your style. These painted pots are perfect for herbs, succulents, or even just to decorate shelves. They're quick, fun, and very affordable. Pinterest has tons of inspiration boards for designs, so don't be afraid to let your creativity bloom. Cottagecore is all about making the ordinary magical, and this DIY does just that. Give plain cabinets a vintage makeover by replacing the center panels with lace or sheer fabric. This works beautifully in kitchens or bathrooms. Pinterest often shows these in charming pantries or open shelving displays. It softens the look and adds instant romantic charm. All you need is a staple gun and some thrifted lace curtains. It's a small change that makes a big difference, turning storage into decor and everyday function into something lovely. Scent is a big part of cottagecore. You can create your own potpourri by drying orange slices, rose petals, lavender, cloves, and cinnamon sticks. Mix them in vintage bowls or teacups and place them throughout your home. It adds natural fragrance and cottagecore visual appeal. Pinterest is filled with scent combinations and drying techniques, so experiment with what feels cozy to you. Bonus: this DIY is eco-friendly and chemical-free, perfect for a gentle, nature-loving lifestyle. Use layered pillows, a soft throw, a stack of books, and a small table with a teacup candle to create a cozy reading nook. Even if it's just in the corner of your room, this Pinterest-worthy nook can become your little sanctuary. Hang a sheer curtain or a garland above for extra softness. Add a thrifted chair and a small rug, and you're done. It's one of the most beloved parts of cottagecore, and totally achievable on any budget. As you scroll through Pinterest, it's tempting to buy new things to recreate a look. But cottagecore is all about upcycling, making, and finding beauty in old items. Before shopping, ask, can I make this? Or do I already have something similar? This mindset saves money, encourages creativity, and gives your space a personal story. Pinterest DIYs don't need to be copied exactly. They're just starting points. Trust your instincts and your imagination. That's where the real magic happens. And there you have it, 16 Pinterest DIYs that bring the cottagecore dream to life without draining your wallet. Whether it's a handmade candle, a dried flower garland, or a cozy book nook. Each of these projects adds a little more heart to your home. Remember, cottagecore isn't just a style. It's a feeling, a rhythm, a way to find joy in the gentle and the homemade. So start where you are, use what you have, and let your creativity bloom. Thanks for joining me. Until next time, stay cozy and keep crafting.